Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News. This show that's still in a messy office, and I just bit my tongue before we started, and honestly, I'm glad the weekend's here. Today in the news, I'm just going to say it because it needs to be said, crypto is lame, and crypto gambling over on Twitch? That's just stupid. So before we start, let's get some facts straight. 1. The word influencer, while it's a crappy word and no one really likes to use it, it is an apt descriptor of people you see online using their authority, their following, their presence, their charisma, whatever, to market a thing to you. It happens all the time. It's what it is. It's influencing. 2. Companies, for the most part, are not stupid. They recognize the influential power of influencers and use that to market stuff to you. It is what every podcast ad has been since the beginning of podcasts ads. And 3, every single entertainer online, be it that podcast or a streamer or a YouTuber or whoever, has been approached by some company to sell some jank-ass thing and has said no at some time. However, some people say yes to everything. And I feel like this is one of those cases because, boy, this wouldn't sit right with me. Twitch streamers get approached often to do all sorts of brand deals or sponsored content, and a lot of the time it's from suspicious websites or places that I personally wouldn't want to be involved with. But that does not stop some people from just seeing dollar signs. On Bloomberg, in their latest article, they go into one of these things, which is the world of crypto gambling streams on Twitch. And more importantly, the effect those streams, those sponsored streams, have on young viewers. They interview a young man who watched XQC stream gambling, for which he was paid to promote, and thought, hey, that looks fun. After watching his favorite streamer do it, and do it with ease, he then proceeded to make some bets of just $1 each, but those dollar bets eventually led to him dumping his life savings and then 2 bank loans into online gambling, which don't even get me started on how a bank lent to him twice. What were they thinking? And he lost that too, and eventually he declared bankruptcy. And I think about this a lot. I have to assume it's not just me. I would love to hear from my fellow streamers in the comments because I think about my role as being an influential person more than I probably should. And I don't know if that's just from being a teacher or if that's just like an empathetic human thing. I don't know, but I often think about what ads are brought to me, what they want me to sponsor, and how often I say no simply because I don't want to sell my audience a credit card. Whatever the case may be, I feel some responsibility to not hurt the people who are watching me. Does that make any sense? I have to believe it's most people, but clearly it's not everyone, because according to the article, slots is the 7th most popular category on Twitch. And today when I went to go look, it was 6th, ahead of Minecraft, Fortnite, Call of Duty. And it kind of makes sense why. People like watching others in high stakes environments. It's why people like watching pack openings of Pokemon or Magic the Gathering. It's why people will sit there and watch someone open 50 loot boxes, because it's the thrill of them having spent real money and the potential of a reward. Except that's not really what's going on here. In the article, they link to Trainwreck TV bragging about how he made more than $1 million in a month from gambling sponsorships. And that's the thing. Gambling sites like Stake, registered in Curacao, but apparently located in a rundown shack, are making $119 million off of one promo code. And I could have sworn crypto gambling was illegal in the US, but the article says not so much in Canada, and people can just find creative ways around it. It's still possible to place bets on Stake from the US using a virtual private network, which disguises the location of the user and cryptocurrency, however. For its part, Twitch is looking into this, saying, currently in the midst of a deep dive look into gambling behavior on Twitch. We take any harm to our community extremely seriously. While gambling content represents a very small fraction of the content streamed on Twitch, we monitor it closely to ensure our approach mitigates potential harm to our global community. And yeah, sure, compared to the rest of Twitch, the gambling portion is relatively small compared to the numerous other streamers who do not engage in gambling. And on a geological timeline, humans have been here for just a small little portion of that, and we've made a lot of changes, so I'm just saying, maybe this is something to be concerned about, because a lot of money is involved to manipulate people into not thinking of the consequences of gambling. The idea that if you don't have the money to gamble, you shouldn't be gambling. If you can't lose it without it destroying your life, it's not the pastime for you. According to Bloomberg, in May, famed Fortnite player and sometimes rapper Drake entered into a partnership with Stake to gamble at a starting balance of $9 million. 56,000 people watched him drop hundreds of thousands of dollars on a single bet. Now, mind you, that $9 million wasn't what he was paid. That was his spending money, which means whatever he was paid, and he did not disclose what those numbers were, he was paid more than that. Just take a minute to think about what that does to a person. Someone just frivolously throwing money away. It starts to change your concept of what that money means. And suddenly, spending $1 after you saw someone toss 500,000 away on a single bet, spending $1 on a bet doesn't seem like a lot. And that doesn't seem like a lot allows you to spend $1 more and $1 more and $1 more. And the next thing you know, you're bankrupt. Come on, just look at these streamers' demographics. 13 to 18, 18 to 24 being the top. Those are young people. And this is just predatory targeting. And I can't get behind this. What's messed up about it all is that the gaming community has for some time been up in arms about microtransactions and the predatory nature of gaming companies. This is very similar. I mean, you remember back when Counter-Strike had those gambling scams running around and people lost their minds. Well, crypto is a legit scam. Gambling is actual gambling. And then people are being paid to gamble with not their money to convince you to gamble with your money. Look, gambling as a concept isn't bad. I've gone to Vegas. I enjoy it very much, but I go expecting to lose all the money I bring with me to gamble. That's just how I see it. But the impression given here is that gambling is easy to do, and now is the best time to start doing it, which is a crazy thing to tell your audience. You shouldn't be gambling unless you can afford to do so. It's just not worth it. But all this is convincing people that really, it is worth it. You might lose everything, but you might win everything. And honestly, it's just sad that this is where we are. Speaking of where we are, it's time for your Cren-minute.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Cren-minute, your once a week segment where I get to talk about whatever I want for a minute. This week, I'm talking about some article I read, video game giants see $100 million dip in revenue amid recession fears. Maybe Jesse talked about that this episode, I don't know. But they said the world's on vacation. That's what the EA CEO said. You would think that'd make people want to play more video games if everyone's on vacation. Bobby Kotick said it's a challenging economic environment. I feel like any environment with Bobby Kotick's a challenging environment. And then they're just like, nobody wants to buy Call of Duty 37 with no innovation in it. Mobile game sales are still apparently doing well because, mobile game monetization. And then they're like, oh, but EA is actually doing really well in the sports category. Yeah, because they sell the only sports games you can buy. They're like, they control the NFL. Yeah, they make Madden. There's no competition. I'd rather have someone else like 2K at least be able to make a football game again. All right, this is dumb. Either way, I know this article is pretty much just like supply chain issues, but I don't care. You know what? Maybe people are just going outside more. Maybe they're starting to work out. Go to the gym, dude. Go to the gym. Yeah. Really, though, get up, walk around, go to the gym, exercise, even if you just go outside. That's my message of the day. And that's my Cren-minute.
Thanks again, Crendor. Anyway, that is it for the show. Thanks so much. Thank you for all the comments, the likes, subscriptions, all that stuff. It means the world to me. I'll see you on Monday for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.